This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a health practitioner? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Lynn Morales with Access Complete Wellness. Lynn, it's so lovely having you on today. Now, we are so excited to learn about you and the different facets of your business. So let's dive in. Tell our listeners a little bit more about how you got started with Access Complete Wellness.
Sophia, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure. And you say my last name better than I do. I'm married into it. So basically, I'm a naturopathic doctor. That just means I look at the whole person that I work with. So we're a whole body approach to healing, whether it's physical, emotional, or even spiritual. So I call it priority-based healthcare. Sometimes people have a lot of ailments. Maybe it's diabetes, heart disease, pain, sleep issues. We work with them to find the root cause because they're unique, like a unique fingerprint. And that's why we call it priority-based healthcare. What's different for you, what works for you, Sophia, may not work for Joe down the street. So we look at the whole person.
Wow. Now, with that whole person approach, where was that idea really born in you for the concept for this business?
Well, it actually came out of my own health journey, quite frankly. I'm actually the daughter of a trauma surgeon and a nurse. And so the medical world was kind of part of me from day one. But when my own health started to have some ailments at the ripe old age of 29, I started to get some advice that just didn't fit well with me, going on certain medications for hormonal imbalances and things like that. And yet the very important people in my life, my mom, my dad, my doctor, I worked in the healthcare industry. My boss was a doctor. They all thought I needed to go down that medical medicine route. And that just didn't make sense to me. And what I was being told is I was just getting old. And I thought, 29, that's not old. So I decided, no, there's got to be a better way. And that's when it never occurred to me to question my parents. But for some reason, I felt like there had to be a different way. And I had to learn a different journey.
Wow. I love that you used the word journey, because that's so true of life in general. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the most common misconception, right? That you're just getting older. How often do you come across that misconception, and what else do you have to say about it?
Gosh, I can't tell you how many people come in and when they visit with me, they say, well, this is okay because I'm 52, right? And I'm like, well, no, you're not really that old, right? I mean, I don't know about most people, but I'm not the 58-year-old that my grandmother was when I knew her as a kid. She seemed like an old person at 58, And so a lot of the misconceptions is that there's got to be a pill to fix it. And what we do in our practice is we help people get well without medication and without surgery. Now, it just so happens I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't prescribe medication and I can't do surgery. But bottom line is, most people don't understand that the body can actually heal itself if you set it in the right direction. And there's so many things going on in our environment that are basically causing us not to be able to heal as quickly as we could. And so my job is to help people understand that, if we just change a few things in your nutrition, your aches and pains might go away. Your diabetes might get better in 5 to 8 weeks. I mean, and those are live cases. Fibromyalgia pain gone in 8 weeks. Just simply by changing nutrition and getting some of the additives and preservatives and chemicals out of our diet.
Wow. Lynn, if you had your own podcast, I would certainly listen. You have a lot of great information to share.
Maybe you'd have to help me get my own podcast. How's that?
So let's go ahead and switch gears here for a second.
Sure.
Getting into marketing a little bit more here, we know that to have clients, you got to market to them. So ideally, who are you looking to attract, and how are you attracting your potential clients to you today?
Yeah. So there's a couple of ways. Number one is most people don't know that they have options. And so what we do is we put information, together in classes that we offer at our clinic, free classes that generally let people know that you have other options. You don't have to have a knee replacement just because that's what you're told. And so we also will put together we go to different events, and at our different events, what we'll do is we'll hang out with people that are looking for a different alternative. The people that I help best are the people that the doctors say, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, I think that's such an important thing to be able to see that there is a problem in the first place and how to change direction. So let's get into that a little bit more here. So when you get a potential client, that first consultation, walk us through what that really looks like for anyone interested in finding out what's really wrong with them.
Yeah. So we have a lot of tools within our practice. One of them is red light therapy, which actually is great for inflammation reduction. And we do advertise on Facebook for that. And one of the things that we see is that particular program also offers inch loss in a 20-minute session. Now, how many people don't want to lose inches in a 20-minute session, right? And we're talking, we do before and after measurements. So just in 20 minutes, they might lose 2 inches, 5 inches, 8 inches. That I've seen that happen. We also use another tool. It's our Flow Presso lymphatic suit. That helps people get toxins out of their body. And it's like a big warm hug for 40 minutes. It's like compression boots, legs, arms, abdomen, and back, but it's also got heat built into it. And so what we're doing is with both of those tools, we encourage people to come in and do an introductory session with us on whichever one is of most interest to them. And then I sit down with them, and after they fill out a brief intake, what I do is I go over with them the actual, hey, you actually have pain here. Oh, I didn't realize you also have diabetes or you have heart disease. And so I start to look at, oh, you're not sleeping or you have allergy issues. I start to look at that whole person, and we put together a game plan in that introductory session that says, what's your highest priority for you? What do you want to do? You want to run and play with your grandkids? Okay, let's get you out of pain. And we start down that path, and we lay out the tools that are necessary to help them start to experience success.
I love that. Now, Lynn, 1 year from now, what is your mission with Access Complete Wellness from where you are today?
Well, Access Complete Wellness is actually a sandbox of tools. What is it about? It's about actually taking that business model to corporate America. And so I actually used to work for a large health insurance company. And one of the things I saw is that their corporate wellness programs were not working very well. And so what I've done with Access Complete Wellness is I've created the sandbox where I can see what tools are working and helping people get well much faster instead of tracking their steps to disease management. So 1 year from now, the plan, which is already in motion actually, is we are going into employer groups, small and large. What we're doing is we're showing them a wellness program that can actually help their diabetes employees, their fibromyalgia employees, their people with heart disease, get out of those dangerous ranges in just simply 5 to 8 weeks and help them with stress reduction. And what we're doing is we not only bring new wellness programs to those organizations, we actually bypass the insurance carrier because these programs are different. And we actually show the employer how to pay for these programs, because standardly they're not going to be covered by what traditional insurance covers today. But we've got those solutions in place already to help small businesses, large businesses, even 1099 and individuals who don't have access to care.
Wow, Lynn, we've covered some fantastic information today. And for our listeners who may be thinking, hey, I want to take more control of my health, where can they go to learn more about Access Complete Wellness?
Well, the best place would be to go to accesscompletewellness.com. That's our website. And our phone number is 972-712-0892. Those would be the best places that I would go to search out more of what we have to offer. So thank you for asking.
Well, Lynn, I really appreciate you being on the show today, and we wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com, or call 469-221-9345.